Lesson 6.1, we're looking at analyzing translations. So question, how does a translation affect the properties of a two-dimensional figure? If you look at example 1, a landscape architect shows a plan for a new patio to a client. The client wants the fire pit moved 6 feet to the right and 3 feet farther from the house. Where should the architect place the fire pit, and how will the client's request change the fire pit? So if we look at this, first of all, a transformation is just a change in the position, shape, or size of a figure. There are different types of transformations we can do. You might think about with transformers, they're changing shapes and stuff like that. In this lesson, we're just talking about a translation. A translation, we're moving every point of a figure the same distance and the same direction. So it's kind of like we're sliding the object somehow. So if you think about this, if we take this fire pit and we slide it to the right 6 feet and down 3 feet, you can see where the fire pit was, where it is now. You'll notice if we're just sliding this, the fire pit's still going to have the same shape, size, and orientation. So it's still exactly the same shape and size. We're not flipping it, turning it, anything like that. We're just sliding it. So look at example 2. We have polygon ABCD, and they've given us vertices, which is like the corner points of our polygon. Graph and label the vertices of ABCD and A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Its image after a translation of 8 units down and 3 units left. Okay, so a couple things here. We are doing a translation. 8 units down, 3 units to the left, so we can underline that so we make sure we know what's happening. The other thing, if you'll notice here, we have these little marks next to the points here. So if you have the little marks like that, the book talks about it over here. We have an image, and if you have something like this, we read that as A prime. The little mark next to it's called a prime. Okay, so if you take a point A, let's say, and you move it somehow, our new point is going to be A prime. That just allows us to distinguish between what was our original point and what was our new point. Okay, so make sure we put primes on our new points when we do these problems. Okay, so you can see in your book here with our original figure is this one here, and then they wanted us to move that 8 units down and 3 units to the left. So you can see what they did here. A little harder to tell on the screen here maybe than in your book, but you can see the little green lines they drew. So 8 units down and 3 units to the left, and that's where A ends up at. So that's A prime. Same thing for B. 8 down, 3 to the left puts us here. C, 8 down, 3 to the left puts us here. And D, same thing. Okay, what we need to remember in this lesson is that when we translate these points, we're just moving this thing. It's not changing size or shape like we talked about earlier. Does that make sense? So when you draw this, look at your two pictures. Your two pictures should be congruent. They should be identical to each other. Example 3. What is a rule that describes the translation that maps trapezoid PQRS onto trapezoid P prime, Q prime, R prime, S prime? So what we have to do is think about what our original points are and our new points are and think about how we got there. Unlike the last example, usually it seems like when they do these, normally they say left or right and then up or down, just like we normally do an X and then a Y when we put our coordinates for a point. So similar idea here. Now this one is a little bit weird because if you'll notice, some of these points are in between. So if you look at point P, that's in between over here. So that, I might pick, like the book did, pick a point O because O is the only one that hits right on a corner of one of these squares. Okay, so if we look at O, double check what they're going by. Looks like they're going by ones, right? I mean, they're going by twos, but they skipped every other number. So each box represents one. Okay, so each box represents one. And then if you look, we went over 1.5. And then we went up 2. So that's how they came up with that. Translated 1.5 units to the right and 2 units up. Okay, so we could have some in-between stuff here. We'll have to watch for that. The try it. We have a triangle ABC translated 5 units to the right and 1 unit down. 5 units right, 1 unit down. Graph and label the image A prime, B prime, C prime, and then we'll worry about the next part in a minute here. 5 units right, 1 unit down. So we'll take A, we'll go 5 to the right, and 1 unit down. When you guys do this, I'm just drawing these lines up here in red just so you guys can see exactly what we're doing a little bit better. When you're doing it, if you just count it, you don't have to draw the lines, otherwise we'll have lines all over the place on our graphs. Doesn't look as nice probably. Okay, and that was point A. Remember now it is point A prime, so that we know that that's the new point. Okay, same idea for B. We're going to go 5 to the right and 1 down. Went too many there, it looks like. Okay, so 5 to the right, 1 down, right on the edge here, right? Okay, and C, 5 to the right and 1 down. That'd be C prime. And then we can draw some lines. And when you draw your lines, if you guys want to use a ruler to make your lines nice and straight here so you can tell a little bit better what's happening and that these are the same size and shape still. Do they look the same size and shape yet? Okay, so we should be good. Now the other part of the question, it says this means measure of angle A is 30 degrees and they want us to find the measure of angle A prime. Well, if we had up here a 30-degree angle, what would this angle be? 30 degrees, good. So measure of angle A prime also equals 30 degrees. All our sides are going to be the same lengths, all our angles are going to be the same because all we did is moved this thing. Sometimes when you do these problems, they may ask you to tell the coordinates of the points. So I'm just going to mention that. If they ask you to do this, we could say that's the point 3, 2, that's the point 2, -5, and this is the point 1, -2. Okay, and again, they won't always ask for that, but if they do, that's what we need to do, if they ask for the coordinates of the points. So key concept, just kind of recapping some things here. Translation is where we're sliding something. It's a type of transformation. Everything gets moved the same distance, the same direction. So our new picture should look identical to our original picture, just it's in a different spot. We look at the do you understand number 2. Triangle L prime M prime N prime is the image of triangle LMN after a translation. How are the side lengths and angle measures of the triangles related? So since we just translated this, the side lengths would be equal and the angle measures are equal as well. We'll look at number 4. Which figure is a translation of figure A? So we started out with this figure A. If we translate that, so translation, we're just sliding this thing, so the answer would be figure B. Figure C is flipped over. That's a reflection we'll talk about later on. Workbook page 69, number 1. Graph D prime, E prime, F prime, the image of triangle DEF after translation 1 unit right and 3 units down. So again, we're just going to take each of those corner points, each of those vertices of our triangle, go 1 to the right and 3 down. When you do this, it doesn't matter which one you start with as long as you take care of all of them. And just remember, when you put your new points, make sure you put primes on it. The little marks next to the letters are primes, and that just tells us that those are our new points. So when I look at the picture, if it's got a prime, a little mark next to it, that means it's the new point. If it doesn't, that was what we started with. Okay, and again, when you look at that, make sure you get the same size and shape there. Again, you can use a ruler to make your lines a little bit straighter than what mine are there. Okay, number 3, quadrilateral Q prime, R prime, S prime, T prime is the image of quadrilateral QRST after translation. Part A, if the perimeter of QRST is about 12.4 units, what is the perimeter of Q prime, R prime, S prime, T prime? So since we're just translating it, moving it, we're not changing the size or shape of this at all, then that would be also 12.4 units. And then part B, if the measure of angle S is 115 degrees, what is the measure of angle S prime? 115 degrees. It's the same angle, we just moved it. Number 5, they're asking, is J prime, K prime, L prime a translation of triangle JKL? So the answer would be no. With our past knowledge, if we remember, we could say it is a reflection, or we could say something about it was flipped over. And remember, when you translate something, you're just sliding it. You got to keep it there, just slide it around to get to your new image. Okay, number 6. They want us to describe the translation here. So it's already been translated. The question is, what did they do? How did they translate this? So for this, if we look at each of these individual points, and you can just check one of them if you want. Check a second one just to double check yourself. They are going by ones here. Okay, so again, you count it out, and then if you want to do a second one just to double check. But it ends up that this would be going 11 units right and 2 units up. One other thing, make sure you're starting with the original one. Okay, this is our original over here. Make sure you start with that one and go to the new one when you do that. So this gives you an idea of how to analyze translations.